Hey everyone, Chen here from Trade. Today, I'm going to be reviewing a earnings trade that I placed on April the 13th to bet against Morgan Stanley earnings announcement. I want to make this video is because I want to show you how I used our app Trade to perform analysis and give me the confidence and conviction to place this bet. Just so you know, I'm only sharing my personal insights and the way that I'm doing research, and this is not construed as any investment advice. So I wrote this post on April the 13th, and Morgan Stanley is announcing its earnings for Q1 of 2022 on April the 14th before market open, which is a Thursday, but also the last trading day of the week because Friday is Good Friday. So you will see that the expiration date for the contract of this week on a Thursday as opposed to a Friday. So when I was trying to analyze the earnings, the first thing I look at is the fundamentals of the company. I pull up the revenue and the EPS history for the last 2.5 years. To me, the fundamentals looks pretty healthy and strong in the last year. What I looked into the next was the price action, which has been trending down during the last month amid the rising concern around the potential recession implied by the inverted yield curve. And in fact, the entire financial sector has been dipping during the past month. And I thought that after the earnings announcement, it was less likely that Morgan Stanley was going to experience another round of huge drop. The next thing that I looked into was the trend of the implied volatility. Going into the earnings, the IV had been expanding. IV rank was not particularly high because of the market panic back in February, but the overall IV level was still at this year high, so I think it was a good chance for a volatility crush play. Right before the earnings announcement, we can use the options price to derive what the market expectation was about the post-earning stock price move. And this expectation is called implied move and can be approximated by the at-the-money straddle cost at the earliest expiration cycle after the earnings announcement. For example, Morgan Stanley at-the-money straddle cost expired on April the 14th was closed at $3 on the day before, and the spot price of Morgan Stanley was $83.50. This means that the market expects the post-earning price range to be as high as $3 above $83.50 or $3 below $83.50. So the expected price range would have been $80.50 to $86.50. And to see how accurate the market expectation, our app provided the historical data that overlays the implied versus actual move. During the last 4 earnings, the actual moves all landed within the expected move, which gave me a higher conviction to place a direction neutral bet. Short interest on Morgan Stanley had been lower recently, indicating a bullish sentiment. However, prices for the financial sector, as I said, had been under a lot of pressure due to the gloomy geopolitical conflicts, rising inflation, and the hawkish monetary policies by the Fed. So I didn't expect a huge gap up after the earnings announcement. And eventually, my proposed trade was an iron Condor that expired on April the 14th. In this strategy, I bought a $78 put and sold an $80 put. And also, I sold an $86 call and bought an $88 call. The total credit I collected from this strategy was $50. And because the put spread and call spread are both $2 wide, so the maximum loss would have been $2 multiplied by 100 minus the credit I collected, $50, to get the 150 of maximum loss. After the earnings announcement, as long as the stock price landed between $8 and $86, I would be able to keep the 100% credit I collected. Morgan Stanley announced a really strong Q1 results in terms of EPS and revenue, and at the opening, the price gapped up by $2 and has gone up as much as $86.50 in the first 30 minutes. But then the price kind of trimmed down for the rest of the day and eventually closed at $84.76, exactly between the 2 short legs, which makes my bet a 100% winner. And this is a step-by-step breakdown of how I use our app to generate the trading idea and place this bet on Morgan Stanley. If you are interested in testing our app, please send your email to the mail address in the description section, and I will send you the instruction of how to install and use our app. Thank you for watching. See you next time.